Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics: Young and the Restless spoilers, December 3rd. Never fear. Victor's here. December in Genoa City isn't just about twinkle lights or Jabot's annual winter photoshoot drama. This year, the chill in the air has nothing to do with falling temperatures. It's the cold, unmistakable shift that happens anytime Victor Newman decides he's ready to step out of the shadows and reclaim his dominion. And on the December 3 episode of The Young and the Restless, something in Victor's stance makes it clear. This isn't a visit, a check-in, or a fatherly concern moment. This is a takeover. This is a reckoning. This is Victor calling the plays again. For months, the Newman family has drifted in their usual storm of fractured loyalties, power plays, secret agendas, and emotional bruises. Victoria nursing the wounds of lost leadership, Nick hovering between corporate responsibility and the dream of escaping the Newman gravitational pull. Adam struggling to redefine himself in a world that punishes him for every past sin. Nikki fighting demons that no one, especially Victor, can protect her from. And Claire, the wild card that has reshaped the Newman blueprint entirely. But December 3rd sharpens every storyline. It's a day when Victor's instincts flare. A day when he pulls the strings with the ruthlessness of a man who has lost patience with chaos. A day when his children sense that familiar tightening in their chests, for better or worse. The old man is back. Fans predicted a December shakeup. Spoilers whispered about confrontation, recalibration, maybe even a dramatic rescue. But what's coming is far more layered. A strategic masterpiece orchestrated by a man who built his empire by recognizing threats before anyone else could even name them. So prepare yourself. This feature breaks down the December 3rd spoilers into an epic deep dive scene by scene, character by character, consequence by consequence, following a single, powerful theme. When danger comes knocking, Newman children tremble. Because Victor always answers the door. Victor senses danger, the mustache doesn't blink. The December 3rd spoilers open with a quietly unsettling image. Victor Newman, alone in his office, staring at a single document as if it contains a message only he can read. There's no dialogue at first, just the weighty presence of a man famously incapable of ignoring his instincts. And lately, those instincts have been screaming, but about what? Theories floated wildly across the fandom in recent days. Is Victor worried about Nikki's unraveling sobriety? Is he 2 steps ahead of an Adam implosion? Is he tracking Jordan's next move, certain she's not as gone as everyone claims? Or is this about Claire and the unresolved threat she represents, not because of who she is, but because of who made her? The December 3rd scenes make it clear. Victor's focus is razor-sharpened on protecting his family, especially the women who've been targeted before. Nikki, Victoria, Claire. They have all been hurt in ways thread through with trauma, manipulation, and secrets. If Jordan is still alive and soap logic practically demands it, Victor knows they're all sitting ducks. And that's where the spoilers pick up steam. Victor doesn't wait, doesn't hesitate, doesn't consult. He moves. He places calls. He summons people. He issues orders with the same quiet intensity that once brought entire corporate empires to heel. The mustache isn't playing defense. He's going on offense. And every person in his radius feels the shift. Adam feels the tension. First, Adam's arc intersects with Victor's warpath early in the episode. He walks into Newman with that signature half-defiant posture, arms crossed, jaw tense, eyes watchful, and immediately senses something's different. It's not the typical corporate storm. It's personal, protective, dangerous. And Adam knows that look. He's worn it himself. There is a near-silent exchange between father and son in the spoilers. Victor's eyes narrow. Adam's shoulders stiffen. It's not hostility. It's something like recognition. Spoilers indicate Victor tells Adam to stay close in the coming days. Not an order, not a threat, but a warning. And that tells savvy viewers everything. Victor believes someone is coming for them. Victoria learns the hard truth. Victoria's December 3rd scenes are emotionally driven, and they cut deep. She's exhausted, corporately sidelined, personally stretched thin. And trying to parent Claire with tenderness, she isn't sure she has the strength to sustain. When Victor summons her, she assumes it's business. It's anything but. He asks pointed questions. He observes her reactions. And then he drops a quiet bombshell that shifts the entire dynamic. Claire may not be safe. Victoria's world has been built on a desperate hope that Jordan's torment is over, that her daughter has a clean slate to build a real life. The idea that danger still lurks is enough to send her spiraling. Spoilers tease a powerful moment when Victoria tries to hide her fear, something Victor sees instantly. And that's when he makes an unspoken promise that hangs over the entire episode. No one touches my family. Not again. Nikki's breaking point on Victor's steely resolves. The spoilers confirm one of the most emotionally charged scenes of the day. Victor checking on Nikki with an intensity that borders on suspicion. She's fragile, walking the tightrope between sobriety and collapse, and Victor in his old-school way tries to assess her without pushing too hard. But Nikki is too perceptive and too tired to play along. She asks him directly, what are you worried about? Victor doesn't lie. He never lies to Nikki when it matters. I'm worried about all of you. This moment lands like a punch because it tells the audience everything. Victor knows something big is coming. Whether it's Jordan, a copycat, an accomplice, or an entirely different threat, his instincts are flaring in a way they haven't since the Ashland Lock disaster. And when Victor senses danger, history proves he's almost always right. The shift. Victor reclaims the mantle. The rest of the section builds the picture of a man stepping back into his full, undeniable power. Spoilers say Victor takes decisive action, a phrase that has why and our fans buzzing. This usually means, assembling private investigators, moving assets, ordering additional security, setting traps, testing loyalty, interrogating inconsistencies, mentally preparing for war, December 3rd positions, Victor, not as a businessman, not as a patriarch, but as a general. And when Victor Newman goes into battle mode, the viewers know the storm that follows will reshape Genoa City. This section closes with one gripping image. Victor, staring out the window as the winter snow begins to fall. Whispering under his breath, they will not hurt my family again. Claire, under protection. A Newman whether she likes it or not. Claire's storyline has become one of the most emotionally complex arcs Y&R has produced in years. Once the tool of a master manipulator, now a young woman trying to rebuild from the ashes of a stolen childhood, she stands at the center of Victor's December 3rd mission. And what makes this section so powerful is the inevitability. Claire never asked to be a Newman, but she's learning what it means anyway. Claire feels the tension before anyone tells her. Spoilers reveal that Claire wakes up unsettled on December 3rd. A restless night. A sense of dread. A feeling she can't place. Trauma survivors often develop that sixth sense and almost supernatural awareness of shifts in the air. Claire wanders through the Newman ranch. Quiet, isolated, and seeking comfort in small routines. But nothing feels normal today. Something is off. And then she sees Victor. He doesn't overwhelm her. Doesn't interrogate her. Instead, he watches her with a grandfather's intensity, protective, patient, but quietly fierce. And Claire senses something. He knows something. He's preparing for something. He's preparing for her. Victoria's heartbreak as she tries to shield Claire. Victoria's scenes in this section are emotionally raw. She's torn between wanting to shield Claire from danger and terrified that secrecy will only make things worse. Her instinct as a mother after years believing she would never see her daughter again is to hold Claire close. But she's also a Newman, which means she knows one immovable truth. When Victor decides someone is family, they are no longer alone. This leads to a touching moment where Victoria sits with Claire in the ranch living room, brushing Claire's hair off her forehead, trying to smile through her fear. She gently asks, "Have you felt unsettled today?" Claire admits she has. And that's when Victoria breaks. She confesses that Victor believes Jordan might not be finished. And though the spoilers say Claire reacts calmly at first, something shifts inside her, something sharp, something protective. Claire may be gentle, but she is no longer defenseless. Victor extends his protection Newman style. This is the turning point. The spoilers show Victor making a decisive move. He assigns protection to Claire, not just general ranch security, her own guard. This is a major development for Y&R, showing three things. Victor sees Claire as part of the Newman legacy. He expects the threat to escalate. He isn't willing to lose another generation to manipulation. When Claire realizes what he's done, she's overwhelmed. Not offended, not resistant, just stunned. No one has ever protected her, not without strings attached. And Victor, delivering that moment with zero demands, hits her harder than she expected. She looks at him and whispers, Why are you doing this for me? His answer becomes the thesis of her entire arc. Because you are a Newman. The episode's emotional peak spoilers suggest the December 3 episode contains one of the most quietly powerful Claire-Victor interactions yet. He assures her that she is safe under his roof, that no one will ever hurt her again, and that the sins of her upbringing do not define her future. Fans online have speculated that this is the moment Victor truly bonds with her. She's not just Victoria's daughter or a pity case. She's blood, she's legacy, and she's his responsibility now. This section ends with Claire standing at her bedroom window, realizing that being a Newman comes with a cost, but also a rare, fierce safety she's never known. And somewhere beyond the snowy ranch grounds, the unseen threat creeps closer. Nikki's slipping sanity, the fear Victor can't fix while Nikki unravels, and this storyline may be the most devastating emotional core of the December 3 episode. Her struggle intensifies. Nikki's addiction battle is reaching a crescendo. Spoilers have hinted for weeks that things are getting worse, not better, and December 3rd confirms this with painful clarity. She wakes trembling, her hands shake as she reaches for her robe. Her breathing is shallow, her thoughts race. The holiday season is always difficult for Nikki, but the added stress of Claire's integration, Jordan's shadow, Victor's escalating fear, and her own secret relapse has created the perfect storm. Victor's attempt to help. When Victor checks on Nikki, he tries to be gentle, but his worry is obvious. Nikki feels exposed. She feels like she's failing him, failing herself, failing her recovery. And the heartbreaking part, Victor has no idea how close she is to falling apart again. This section tracks Nikki's painful self-awareness, her desire to be strong, her shame and her weakness, her fear that Victor, seeing the truth, will mean losing his respect. Yet the more she tries to appear composed, the more she cracks. Nikki's secret shame spoilers tease one of the most intense Nikki moments of the day. She locks herself in the bathroom and cries silently so Victor won't hear. The cruelty of addiction isn't in the substance, it's in the isolation. And Nikki is drowning. This section digs deeply into her internal battle, her memories of earlier fights, her desire to regain control, and her fear that she's being watched not by her family, but by the ghost of Jordan. Victor can't fix this, but he tries despite being a force of nature. Victor cannot fix Nikki's addiction. He can protect her from external threats. He cannot protect her from herself. On December 3rd, this is painfully clear. The section builds to a stunning moment when Nikki finally tells Victor, "I'm scared." The strongest Newman woman admitting her terror is enough to rattle even Victor. And though he embraces her, though he promises she's safe, though he vows to protect her, the audience knows this is a battle Nikki must fight alone. The Newman children collide. Loyalties twist. Siblings, SBR Katha. December 3rd. Spoilers bring the Newman siblings into collision course territory. Nick's frustration boils over. Nick has been pulled in too many directions. Corporate fires, Sharon's concerns, raising Faith, supporting Victoria, and watching Claire's fragile growth. When he learns Victor is making moves without telling them the whole truth, he loses patience. He confronts Victor. Victor says nothing at first. Nick explodes. But Victor's silence is strategic, not dismissive. Victoria defends Victor. Shockingly, Victoria, usually the first to accuse Victor of controlling everyone, takes his side. She defends him, and Nick is shocked. They argue. Lines are drawn, old wounds reopen, and Victor listens, absorbing their tension like ammunition. Adam steps in the balancer. In a twist few fans expected, spoilers suggest Adam attempts to de-escalate the conflict. He reminds Nick and Victoria that Victor's instincts are rarely wrong, and that fighting him won't make them safer. For once, Adam is the voice of reason, and it rattles both siblings. The children unite. Sort of by the end of this section, the siblings agree on one thing. If Victor is scared, the threat is real. They stop bickering long enough to unite. Sort of wonder, a shared, uncomfortable truth. Victor isn't just preparing for trouble, he's preparing for war. The final seed. Who is the real threat? 1,200 words. The December 3rd spoilers culminate in a single, chilling question. If Victor is preparing for a threat, who is coming? Jordan. Likely, someone new. Possible, someone inside the Newman circle. Terrifyingly plausible. Asterisk. The episode ends without revealing the enemy. But the tension suggests someone has breached Newman security. Someone close is lying. Someone wants the Newmans vulnerable. Someone is moving in the shadows watching them. Victor's final move. The last moment of the episode shows Victor alone again, phone to his ear, saying, "Do it now, before it's too late." Viewers are left in suspense. The music swells. The camera pulls back.